Welcome, everybody, to We Geek Podcast. Today is Tuesday, October 20th, 2020. My name is Adam, and as always, joined by my good friend Logan.
Hello.
What up, man? How's your week been?
It's been a week, getting back into the swing of working in a theater again, so that's been fun.
Yeah, well, tell me about it. How's that been?
It's not been too bad. Everybody's got to wear masks. Some people complain. Very rarely is it like an issue though. It's simple. Put it on or you don't watch a movie. There's right. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But most people aren't too bad about it. Most of them come in with a mask or they've got one. It's in their bag or their pocket or whatever. So it's gone better than I had hoped. I'll say that.
That's good. Yeah, I mean, if you're an adult, come on. Like by now, everyone should be on the let's slow this thing down. Let's have hopefully have a normal life in the next year or two.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can not do that if we don't. It's such a simple thing. Like put on a mask, keep your distance. I actually did a couple things this week. These last couple months you can't do much, right? But I met up with some friends, again, that I play Warcraft with, and we went to the Escape game room here in Orlando, which was pretty fun. And what's cool about it is it's just us. We have our masks on, and they disinfect the room or whatnot before you do it. And we did a thing called Gold Rush, which was pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah, so that was fun. And we escaped with 3 minutes to go. We got some help from you can get some hints or whatever, but I highly recommend it if you like games, and I'm sure you do if you're listening to this. Those things are so much fun because it's you have an hour to get out of this room and you have to figure it out. One of the first things was well, I won't go into spoilers for the game, I guess, but you have to pay it, not just you have to pay attention to your surroundings and look for hints in the world that you're in. And we tried to get into this cabin, and all sorts of shenanigans happened where it got way bigger than I thought it was. So it was really cool. It was the whole setup was you're in a cabin in the woods, and they really made it look like that. And you had to pay attention to the paintings and what's behind this door and what's behind this wall. And it's nuts. It's so much fun.
Nice.
Yep, and we found the gold, so that was cool. We also did a thing called the Rage Room. Have you ever heard of these?
Yeah, where it's just here you go in and just break stuff.
Yeah. So we had 30 minutes, but we only really used 10. And there's 3 of us, and we smashed. There's 4 of us, but it was just 3 of us in the room, and we smashed plates and glass and all sorts of crazy things, and it was exhausting for 10 minutes, just taking baseball bats to stuff. So that was kind of fun and weird, different, but it was really cool. It was really cool to hang out with people safely, and do safe activities where you're not in a big crowded area with a bunch of people.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. But that was really cool. Oh, and we went to a place called Super Saiyan. Have you heard of this?
No.
It is a Dragon Ball Z themed place here in Orlando where you can get pho. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but it's got the ramen, it's got the chicken, the shrimp, all that stuff in the pho, and it was really good. I got a Dragon Ball. It was fun. Place is great. It's here in Orlando.
Nice, very cool.
Yeah, that's how my week's been. Playing some Warcraft, of course. The pre-patch hit. I won't bore everyone to tears with it, but it's been, all the changes are really cool. Cosmetic changes you can do to the characters now. They've made it so now, you can have a character that looks like you, depending on, what shade your skin tone is and everything else. You get there's all sort of tattoo options. I don't know. It's been really fun jumping back into WoW and doing that again. over the last couple months. Yeah, dude, we're like right on the edge of the big launches, right? PlayStation, Xbox come out pretty soon.
Yeah, a couple of weeks. Couple of weeks.
Yeah, and I just found out that because I was curious, I was like, okay, so if I get the PlayStation 5, a lot of my friends are still going to be on PlayStation 4, right? Because they've made it really hard to get,
Right.
because of demand and COVID and everything else. So I was like, well, am I going to be on this island where like I can't play with my friends? But apparently, you still can, which is awesome.
Yeah, well, well, so they say, but
So they say. I guess you're right. We'll find out. From what I understand, the voice will connect to the PlayStation 4. So like I can be a party chat with the my friends that have a PlayStation 4, and if let's say I play Overwatch, I should be able to play with the people on PlayStation 4 because it's a PlayStation 4 game. So yeah, you're right. We'll find out in a couple weeks here, if that is actually the case.
yeah.
But I'm pretty excited. That got me a little, because like, okay, well, like, what's the point on this if I can't play with my friends? I might as well just wait too. So I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. So that's cool. Let's see here. There's really no movie news, right? Like, have you watched anything recently?
I saw what did I watch? Yesterday or a couple days ago. The Old Guard on Netflix. I finally got around to watching that.
The Old Guard.
Yeah, it's the one with Charlize Theron, and there's this group of like soldiers that are immortal.
Oh, okay. Let me look it up here while you talk.
Yeah, it's really good. It's a Netflix. It's a Netflix production, I guess, or what have you. It's a Netflix exclusive. I don't know if it's a Netflix production like Adam Sandler movies are, or what have you.
I heard this is good.
It is. It's very good. It's a slow burn. There's a decent bit of world building, and it's a lot of character work. It's not so much about. It also doesn't go. I will say one thing: you don't find out why they're immortal, but
Okay.
that's not. They do make it they do make it a point of like that's not really the point, because if you
Oh,
sit and
okay.
think about it and really try to dig into it or whatever, you're just gonna go crazy. So don't worry about why it happened. Just do something with it.
Yeah.
And it's really good. I definitely recommend it. It's a little over 2 hours. I forget if it's 210, 220. But it's really really good.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I'll check that out. I heard it was pretty good.
Yeah.
I watched about half of, and the only reason I say half, usually it's hard for me to binge shows now because, like I said, I've been playing WoW with this community and these friends, and it's been a lot of fun. So breaking away from that to watch anything, I really have to like want to see it, and I really wanted to see The Haunting of Bly Manor. Have you seen this?
I haven't yet. I've heard it's different from The Haunting of Hill House.
It's different, but I'm only halfway through, so I don't want to like say I think it's better or I like it just as much as I liked the first season. But yes, you should know going into it, this is just it's packed full of story. There is not a moment where I feel like it's dragging. Something is always happening. Yes, it's not as spooky as the first season, or the because it's kind of like it's a completely different story.
Right. It's kind of in the same vein of American Horror Story, where
Yes,
each season is its own show.
exactly. Yeah, and the first show was way more. I don't know how to explain it, but there were like way more ghosts popping out, stuff like this is way more about setting a tone and storytelling, and it is chocked full of story.
The
Um,
the way that I saw it compared was the first season is very much a ghost story. It's very much a horror show. The
yeah,
second season is more of like a gothic romance. Is
yes,
kind of what I had been seeing, which I like that it's different. Because
yeah,
instead of just doing the same, because if it's like, oh, it's another haunted mansion, oh. But I like hearing that it's very different. And that actually made me more interested in watching it.
yes, yes, absolutely. My favorite in it is Raul Coley. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. He is Owen in the show.
Okay.
And I don't know why, but his character really stands out. Like this guy, like he goes, and again, I've only seen like half of it, but he goes on a journey, and his just the acting he does the whole time. I'm thinking like this guy needs to be like I want him in. It's now that I think about it, it does kind of sound silly that my mind automatically goes to this, but I'm like, put this man in a Star Wars movie. Like this is, all the other actors are fantastic in it, but for whatever reason, his really stood out. And then I discovered he is in the creator of the show, Mike Flanagan, next show called Midnight Mass. So it looks like. I guess they saw the same thing that I was seeing, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we need to put him in more stuff." He was on Twitter recently. Who's the kid from Rebels?
Ezra.
Ezra, yes. People were like, I think like he hinted that he put up a picture of Ezra, of like an older version, if he grew, and got older, and people were like, "Oh my God, wait, what?" Like even like big time actors were like, "Are you kidding me?" Yes, and it would work. It totally would work. But anyway, sorry, I'm back to Blind Manor. It is chock full of story. I love the storytelling. I love what you discover about the characters, and I don't want to spoil anything. So I'm not going to say much more besides that I'm really enjoying it. And the only reason I haven't seen it all is just because I've been busy working, doing stuff. And when I have free time, I like to play WoW and interact and have fun. But this is something to put on, especially this time of year. I would highly recommend watching it around Halloween or, right before it, to get in that mood. Cause this is it for me right now. There was also some other things on Amazon you told me about. It was Blumhouse or something.
Oh yeah, Blumhouse has. Blumhouse, that's right. They're doing their thing for October. Have you seen any of those yet?
I haven't yet. I was wondering if you have.
Yeah, no, I hadn't yet. Because I had forgotten about it until the other day. Because they only I don't remember. Like, did they all drop at the same time, or is it staggered? I don't remember, but I think by now they're all out, maybe? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think they're all out now.
Yeah.
I'm going to check that out. Man, yeah, it got me, now that I'm thinking about Blind Manor, especially the last episode I saw, I think it was like the 5th episode, just really gets you thinking. And I don't know, I just love the storytelling of it. So yeah, go into it expecting a good story. Don't go into it expecting to be scared every 5 seconds, and you'll have a really good time. Yes, it's so well done. Man, what is it? It's Mike Flanagan, right? Yeah, like this guy's on another level. He did what? Dr. Sleep. He did the first season for The Hill House. Like, I dig his style. And then, yeah, Midnight Mass, I guess, is coming out next year. 7 episodes, a Netflix series. Looks spooky. So, the Midnight Mass one is an isolated island community experiences miraculous events and frightening omens after the arrival of a mysterious young priest. Cool.
Interesting.
Yeah. So anyway, that's been my week. And also I got fast food. Usually don't try and get Taco Bell or whatnot, but did you see where was it? I'm sorry, not Taco Bell. Was it Taco Bell? No, it was Burger King for the, it was Taco Bell. I'm sorry, the Xbox. They,
have you
seen these giveaways?
No, but they're always doing one for Xbox. What did they do now?
Yeah, no, Burger King is doing a PlayStation 1.
Yeah.
So if you go to Burger King and spend $5, you can enter to win. And then Taco Bell is doing it for Burger King's PlayStation, Xbox is Taco Bell. So
right, yeah.
I didn't know if you got any of those. Yeah. Right. So I don't know. They're doing like the deals or the boxes or whatever. So figured I'd throw that out there if any of you guys like fast food.
Yeah.
I always regret it. I'm like, oh man, I'd love to win one of these, but feel like shit afterwards.
Well, it's the price you pay for cheap food.
Right. Yeah. And the trick, by the way, people, is if you get a code, don't put it in until like 3 or 4 in the morning.
Yeah, they're all fun
people,
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, less people are putting in at that time. Don't do it at like 3 in the afternoon. You have way more people trying to enter to win. So anyway, where were we? So that's all I've been really watching. That's all I've been really doing. I definitely want to check out those other Amazon. I don't know if I said this last time on the podcast, if I had finished it, but I finished The Expanse.
Oh, did you?
Yes. Yeah. Season 5 is coming next month, I believe, November.
Okay.
Which is really exciting. You need to get on this. I don't know if you've started it yet or anything.
I watched, I think, the first 2 episodes. I think.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I'll give it that. I do want to watch more of it.
It took me like 3 times to watch the first 3 or 4 episodes, so I totally understand. It is at the beginning. What I'll say this: the show in the second season is nothing like the first season, because you're so far beyond that. Like the show's name literally is what it does. It expands. It gets so much bigger, and you kind of look back at like the first couple episodes. You're like, they had no idea. Like it's so small. Like it's just the story about these couple of people on a ship, or mining or whatnot, and then all of the shenanigans happen. And it just gets so big and epic and grand, and at the same time it's about characters though, and they always end up in like the right place, and there's a reason. It's just so good. It's so good. You got to check it. You got to finish it, man. Season 5 comes out. It is by far and away my favorite show on television right now.
Nice.
And I would love someone to talk to about it. But yeah, I think the 5th season's coming out. I think there's 8 or 9 books. I'm not sure.
Okay.
They might do, depending on how the season goes, they might, from what I understand, they've mostly been doing like a book a season. But I think something along the lines of, over the last couple, they weren't able to fit all of a season into it.
Right. It's kind of hard to decide to pattern out a TV show that way, because sometimes it's just because it's 2 different mediums, so it splits in really odd ways.
So where were we, man? So we talked about the shows. Expanse, you gotta check out The Expanse. I'd love to talk to you about it, especially when season 5 comes out.
I'll get more into it slowly but surely. I'll get into it.
Yeah. Once you get past those first couple of episodes, all they do is set up, like, they get those characters going, and they get them in the same space together, and then it just takes off. They have no idea what they're in for. They have no idea what opens up after that, because it just gets wild. Every time I see it, especially the first couple seasons, I'm like, how did sci-fi afford this? Like, this looks like it doesn't look cheap at all. I don't know. So yeah. So anyway, where were we, dude? So there's really no movies to talk about. I mean, nothing really came out, right?
Not anything that seemed really interesting. I'm trying to think of what actually came out this week. Honest Thief, which is basically just another Liam Neeson movie. It's the next one of those. You're like, the poster is Liam Neeson like leaning backwards with a gun, and there's the title going diagonally across the poster. Yeah, it's another one of those movies. I couldn't tell you what it's about. I'm sure somebody did him wrong, and he's going to get them. That's all I got for you.
That sums it up about right.
And I can't. It's because it's so weird, because you see the movies that come out, like War with Grandpa, which is a movie I don't think anybody had actually even heard of until it came out, which was Robert De Niro and like some cranky 10-year-old kid. and it's a family comedy, and okay, sure, like that's great, but that's what it's gonna be. Is like these movies that these are the ones that either would have probably would have gone straight to digital, or they would have just been buried in the middle of everything. Where it's like, hey, Black Widow came out, and these other three movies that nobody has heard about, nobody has seen, that you have to dig on YouTube for the trailer. Those kind of movies. So,
Right.
it's just gonna be so weird for until Wonder Woman in December, if that actually comes out.
Yeah, we'll see. I was wondering, because I saw that AMC is doing a deal where you can spend, I think it starts at $100. You can rent out the entire theater for yourself, and depending on the movie, it can be up to $350. And I don't know if they can get like Star Wars or like older movies, or if it has to be new movies. Is your theater doing anything like that?
I am not sure. We haven't had anybody come and ask us about that, as far as I'm aware.
Oh, okay.
At least, at least I don't know.
Like AMC's actively like advertising that.
Oh yeah.
Now.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because I guess they've had, the theaters are just they're empty.
Yeah.
So I might as well get $100 out of somebody, or if you get a group, I think it's like 100 a person or something. But
no. It's 100. It's 100 to rent the theater, but they cap the attendance. There is a cap on the attendance.
Okay.
So you can't just like, I'm gonna rent this theater for $100 and pack. And obviously, I think it depends on which, like, how big the theater is that you're renting. I think that's part of where the price varies. And I'm sure there's an attendance cap, a capacity limit on it. This is one of the things I don't know a ton about this, because it's not something that's come up for us, and I don't really expect it to be honest.
No?
Not really.
I mean, it makes sense. That's how you would get some money if your theaters are empty, right?
I think it's I mean, look, I think it's a good idea. For sure.
How packed are the theaters where you're at?
Not doing too bad.
Oh, okay.
Well, like I said, War with Grandpa's been doing really well, because it's the only like family movie out right now that's new, and so everybody is just, get these kids out of the house. Just get the kids out of the house and do something, because the kids are driving the parents crazy. So that's where pretty much everybody's been going, which is complete. Which I understand. It's, hey, look, it's a kids movie. Let's go. Let's get them out of the house.
Yeah. Okay. So I see the details. It says AMC allows rentals of up to 20 people, according to the website, that start at $99 excluding tax, to increase to $349 depending on the movie, the theater's location, and any other add-ons for food and drink. So yeah, like that, dude. That's like $100 if you got a date to rent out an entire theater. Like, that's kind of cool.
And I like the list that I'm looking at, because they have a list of movies, and I'm guessing this is going to vary by market also. But if you just go on the website and it just says, please select a movie for your private showing, and the list is some of the stuff that's out now: War with Grandpa, Tenet, Honest Thief, Two Hearts. But it's also got stuff that like, we have Hocus Pocus is showing, Monsters Inc. we get back this week. New Mutants is going. Nightmare Before Christmas is back. But then there's some other stuff that at least we don't have, but it may be in other markets. Sonic the Hedgehog, How to Train Your Dragon, The Conjuring, and The Conjuring 2, How to Train Your Dragon, Jurassic Park. Rent out a theater and watch Jurassic Park, man. That's $100 well spent right there.
Absolutely. Yeah, see, that's kind of cool. That's actually really cool. Wow, Jurassic Park, I'm thinking about that.
It's not every movie everywhere, but there's, and I don't know if it's in every location. I don't think so. It doesn't seem like it's available in every theater. Because I'm just going through the list of like which theaters you can rent a theater out at.
Is it on their website? Is that what you
It's
found?
yeah. I honestly I just Googled AMC theaters, and one of the first links that was up there was oh hey, my theater's on there, cool. Was the host a private movie showing thing,
Okay.
and it just gives you a little menu of pick your movie, date, time, select the theater, and then contact information, and then somebody gets back to you, it looks like, and they set it up.
Wow. Let me check and see if they're.
But it's yeah, I didn't see any of the ones around you.
Oh. Hmm.
That's what I was looking for, because I don't see anything for Orlando, and I don't see anything for Winter Park. No, there's nothing for Orlando at all.
Are we just too busy?
Maybe.
Oh, Altamont Springs. There we go.
Where do you see Altamont? What is it listed under?
Select a theater.
Oh, hey, there it
Florida,
is, Altamont Springs. Yeah, I got you. There it is.
All right. Cool. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh man, Jurassic Park for sure. Let's see what other ones they got. The Conjuring would be cool, but I've seen that. I've seen all this a million times, but yeah, Jurassic Park would be dope.
Yeah. So it's like I said, it's in. It looks like it's in most locations, at least the ones that are open. It does look like they're in a lot of them, and that's not, like I said, that's not a bad lineup of movies either.
Yeah. That's weird. It won't let me pick any date though.
Interesting. I don't. We're at live troubleshooting this thing. I don't know.
Yeah. So anyway,
But
sorry.
it's an interesting option. I think it's really neat. And
Yeah.
we have had people. Usually we would just have, because we had it for. I know we had it for Endgame and for Rise of Skywalker, and I think we had it for Infinity War too. There was a group. I don't know if it was I think it was just a company that did this as like a thank you to employees or whatever. But they bought out one of our smaller theaters.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, we didn't rent out a theater, like they bought every seat. I don't
wow.
remember exactly what it cost, but it was more than $99. I do know that.
Yeah.
And I imagine that's probably about the same size theater you get here. It's not going to be, if they're capping capacity at 20 people, it's going to be one of the smaller houses. It's going to be, an 80 to 100 seat house. It's not going to be too big.
Right. Yeah, it's just gonna, but it's private. It's just you two. You just hang out.
Yeah, just get
yeah.
like I mean, for $100, if you want to get 20 friends, everybody chips in $5, and that covers the base of it anyway. And then I guess whatever concessions you want and what have you. But I mean, hell, get everybody to pay $10. That's less. That's less than the cost of a movie ticket anyway. In pretty much every market, and at least after 5 o'clock. But that's everybody's, hey, everybody $10, pony up, and then you're gonna cover a lot of it that way.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's a really good idea. I really do. I get why they hadn't done it before, because if they're capping it at 20, even movies that don't do well can usually put 20 people in a house. But
right
right now you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
So I mean, it beats the alternative where Regal went and just said, we're just going to shut back down again. So
yeah, I saw AMC's gonna sell 15 million stocks.
Yeah,
that's man. Woo.
It's unfortunately looking like Chapter 11 restructuring is almost inevitable.
Yeah.
Which I mean, it sucks, but that's as a larger company, it's far more likely to weather it than a lot of. I feel for the independent cinemas. I really, really do, because they've just gotten absolutely trashed in all this, just completely battered with the loss of business, and then the having to shut down, and then not being able to reopen as much as they'd want to. I mean, I can't imagine how any of them are going to survive, let alone how many of them will actually be able to pull through.
Yeah, it's true. I think you think someone like Amazon would pick up AMC?
That was a rumor like a year or so ago.
I could see that. I could totally see Amazon.
And especially, and here's what makes that a little bit more likely is the Paramount decision was overturned a couple of months ago.
That's true.
That was the whole, for anybody that doesn't know, it was the Paramount Decrees, I think it was, which was basically the thing of the production company and the distributor can't own the theater. They used to, but that was a whole thing. The distributor couldn't own the exhibitor.
Right.
That ruling has since been thrown out. So now and look, man, I'll tell you what, do not be surprised if you have in some markets for sure the like little boutique Disney theaters.
Yeah.
Don't be surprised. I wouldn't be. I think putting one in Orlando and wherever exactly it is that Disneyland is located. I forget exactly where in California it is. It's not technically Los Angeles.
Anaheim,
it's
right?
Anaheim. Thank you.
Yeah.
Don't be surprised if that becomes a thing.
Oh, that would do brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if they had a theater right near Disney World here in Orlando, like downtown Disney or something,
Yeah.
and it just straight up played Disney movies all day, people would still flock in there and go take their kids and get that experience, especially once we get. That's why it's so important to wear the masks and social distance from people. And yeah, man, we gotta get past this. Yeah, so I think once there's a vaccine out, that is not pushed out by politicians, but more like scientists, people feel a lot safer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm telling you, do not be surprised if and at Universal has a massive library. It's huge. Don't think for a second that something like Halloween Horror Nights wouldn't also include a little 4-screen theater that had, one or two screens is going to be a rotation of old school Universal monster movies. And
Right.
then a couple others of, take your pick. I don't know what all horror properties Universal owns off the top of my head, but, that potential is there. And then, during
Fast and Furious.
there you go. During the summer, just rotate Fast and Furious movies all the time. Like
Jurassic
that's,
Park. Yeah.
yeah. It's gonna happen. Give it within the next few years at most.
Yeah. Yeah, once we get past COVID, I think the theater industry will bounce back.
Yeah.
Because people will be away from it for a while. We've been talking about it for however long now, and I keep thinking about how much I do miss getting that crazy bad for you popcorn and sitting in a theater, and the especially the one with the Adobe and all that. Like, I miss going and sitting down. I can't tell you the last time I saw a movie like that. It had to have been Star Wars, I'm thinking, that I saw in that Adobe type theater. I would kill to even go to like a little mom and pop place to get that big screen experience. So yeah, hopefully they just weather the storm for a couple more months, hopefully.
Yeah. That's, there's still a lot of if on Wonder Woman, if that's actually going to come out on Christmas or not, when it's supposed to, or week before, or whatever it is.
Yeah, I wouldn't imagine most movies coming out until next year.
Because they've all been pushed.
February, March, yeah.
Yeah, it's
at the least, yeah. Because it's that time of year people are going to be getting the regular flu, let alone COVID, just because of just how the weather is, and people being in small spaces with each other. It's just bound. I hope it doesn't ramp up, but that's what a lot of the experts are saying, that it's going to get worse before it gets better. So, wash your hands. wash your hands. But yeah, I don't know, man. Hopefully it looks better next year.
Yeah.
But this Jurassic Park, dude, I want to go see that. Sit in the theater, you bring a date, hang out. That sounds like a really good time. All right, where were we?
Starting the news.
Yeah.
Speaking of movies moving, Soul was originally supposed to be out around Thanksgiving. It's moved to Christmas on Disney Plus.
Now, is it Disney Plus or is it Disney Plus?
Just Disney Plus. They're not going to do what they did with Mulan.
Oh, that's good. That's awesome.
It's just going to drop on the service, which tells me they didn't have a tremendous amount of faith in this movie to begin with.
Yeah.
I get it. It's Pixar and they love Pixar, but I think they're just kind of like, look, we need to get this thing out here, and hopefully this will drive subscription numbers up, I guess. But and I don't think their experiment with Mulan worked out as well as some people claim it did. Otherwise, this would be a premium access thing as well, I would think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't think it worked. Not to what they were hoping for, anyway.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
But, another one out of theaters, which is a bummer. But, I get it. I hate it, but I get it.
Yeah. Pretty good time of year to put that out, man.
Yeah.
Did you see the Spider-Man stuff?
Yeah. We're going to have Doctor Strange appearing, which, sure, because everything, like, the whole, like, Phase 4 is just going to be the MCU going to hell. Like, it's everything is going to be turned upside down and inside out.
Yeah, I mean, they have said, I think they've said everything but Into the Spider-Verse with this.
Yeah, there were the rumors at one point that the other two film Spider-Men are going to be in it, and that's one I'll believe when I actually see it.
Oh no, I'm 100% on board that I'm in the camp of they are absolutely doing this.
I hope they do. I genuinely hope they do, because I think it'd be awesome. But
yeah, because isn't the Doctor Strange the Multiverse of Madness, right?
Yeah.
And all the stuff with Scarlet Witch and the TV show, like they are setting up. They've already set up the multiverse already. They've already planted all those seeds. The fact that we're getting characters from the same franchise but from another studio, that to me that I just have a feeling we're going to be seeing Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield at some point in this, maybe even Miles. But I am totally on that camp of, yep, that's happening. We're definitely going to see a multiverse. And this is a way, I think this is probably something they've talked about a very long time ago, especially when they were making the deal that they were making. This is them setting up the out, I think, if Spider-Man leaves the MCU, is that it's setting up that those other worlds exist, the Sony ones, and that if Sony ever wanted to get back to it, they totally can and do their own.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is the way of them setting up, like, hey, those things still exist. We can play respect and honor to them, and I think that's what they're going to do. I think they're totally going to play off of, who they might meet Andrew's character, or Andrew Garfield, and like there's that weight of Gwen Stacy, and like there's so many lessons he can learn from these two Peters to not make the same mistake. That they can, I don't know. There's so many. I guess Tony Stark was kind of his Uncle Ben, but these other Peters could totally be role models too. And this would be a great way to get Miles in there too. But yeah, I don't know. I'm excited. This is the most excited I've been about this movie. When I heard that they were going to be, all these little things were popping in it. Doctor Strange, yeah, from what I understand, he's going to be like a mentor or something.
Yeah.
How many mentors is Peter going to have?
Oh, well, until he grows up, as many as it takes.
That's true. You know what? That's absolutely true.
I mean, they do sean to keep dying on him.
It takes a, what's the saying? It takes a village or something like that?
It takes a village, yeah.
Yeah, so that's good. Doctor Strange is you got the Tony Stark and Doctor Strange are on the opposite ends of things, but they are so similar in so many ways. if you think about it, they're almost the same with their ego. They're the best in the field that they are. They let their ego get ahead of them, and then they lost the thing that gave them, that they thought that made them, right?
Right.
And then they found themselves once they lost that thing. Like it's almost identical, but they just went in different directions. One went tech, one went into magic, right?
Yeah.
And I think this is kind of perfect. Like if you think about it, it makes a lot of sense. And now Peter's going to get more of that side of the universe, which is awesome. Like the weird, and I'm saying weird in a good way, like the weird part of the Marvel universe is awesome.
I really just hope that somebody makes a joke about all of his role models having the same goatee.
Yeah, that would be great.
They have to. Like and I hope it's Peter. I hope he just kind of sits down and he goes, the only thing I need to fit in here is to grow the same beard you guys do.
Right, exactly.
And then I would love for Doctor Strange to just kind of do that. So you get that visual of just, high school Peter, but he's got this goatee and he's just looking in the mirror and he just goes, no.
Yeah, yep.
just a quick second, just like, oh, no, this is a bad idea.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be good. It's going to be interesting.
Watching Peter try to interact with Wong would be great.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I'm excited for this. I think it's good. I think it's going to make Doctor Strange a little bit more interesting, I think. I know some people thought his movie was a little dull, but I think this adding Peter into his life with all this, I think is going to make it pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with Spider-Man, so... yeah, that's cool. What else we got?
The last Addams Family movie we got, the animated one, is getting a sequel coming next Halloween.
Cool.
I think that'll be neat. I really enjoyed the last Addams Family movie. I really liked it.
Did you say Adam Sandler movie?
Addams Family movie.
I thought you said Adam Sandler. I'm sorry.
No, you heard me. You're not going to hear me say I enjoyed an Adam Sandler movie very often. So
that's what I was like. Wait, did he just?
No, trust me, I did not.
Yeah. No. I didn't see the last one. I've only seen like the live action. I think there's 2 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Check out the anime. It's got to be floating around somewhere. I don't know if it's on Amazon or something. I feel like it has to be by now.
Yeah.
But check it out. It's actually really good. Something I just saw, Disney put out a new poster for Raya and the Last Dragon. Their next Disney animated movie comes out in March. There's going to be a trailer that's actually going to drop tomorrow. So,
nice.
So that'll be interesting. I don't know. It looks pretty badass. So I'm cautiously optimistic. We'll go with.
Oh, okay.
Been burned down this road before because I was not a Bolt fan. Sorry, but
yeah,
this looks cool. This was not cool, but
right.
I catch a lot of flack for that, but I don't care. I didn't like it, so
yeah.
Speaking of trailers, the Monster Hunter movie trailer dropped over this past week.
Yeah, what'd you think?
Let me preface it by saying this. I've never really played the games, so I don't have the lore or any of those kind of qualms that anybody else had, simply because I don't know them. That being said, I still think it looks terrible.
It looks like a Monster Hunter, except for it looks like Call of Duty meets Monster Hunter.
Yeah, and done by the same people who did all of the Resident Evil movies, of which there was one that didn't suck.
I have no doubt in my mind that it's going to be terrible, like you said.
Oh, yeah.
But it looks like the monsters look like Monster Hunter. Dead on. They're straight from the game. That's
fair. That's pretty much the only positive thing I've seen everybody can agree, like, damn, those things look cool.
The monsters look like them. Also, the people that were in the Monster Hunter land, when they meet them, they dress like them. They look like characters from Monster Hunter World. But it's this. I think people are too afraid to just make the video game movie instead of making it meta. Where like we get sucked into their world, and it's like that old dinosaur movie where they're sucked into the, just make a dinosaur movie. Like, I think people are too, it's like they're too afraid to just make the game the movie, if that makes sense.
Right, there has to be some kind of jumping on point for people. Everything has to be Avatar. It has to be you come into this world. It can't just be the world.
Not even that. You're absolutely right. Avatar, though, made kind of sense because they lived in that world. It was a part of that universe, right? But this is like they get sucked into that universe through a portal. And it's like, I don't know, it's like if they made a Resident Evil movie, but you get sucked into that world from a portal. It's like, no, just make a Resident Evil movie. Or, I guess Warcraft has portals. But you know what I mean? Like, it would be weird if they made a World of Warcraft movie, but Steve from accounting gets sucked into the World of Warcraft. It's like, what? Actually, now I think about it, that would make a pretty funny movie. But it doesn't have to be that. Just make the movie like they did. Make the World of Warcraft movie. You don't have to make the protagonist get sucked in from the real world into a video game. That loses me. That's no. That's not what you want. You go to play games to escape. You don't go there to play Steve in accounting in that world.
True.
Does that make sense? I don't know if I'm making any sense.
No, you are. You very much are. Like, the whole point of telling the story is to tell the story. Like, it doesn't have to be... Not everything has to be, somebody from this world winds up in another place. Like, it can just be a story that takes place in another place.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
I don't know if
I'm not crazy about it. I'm not excited for it at all. I'm sorry. Like, when I saw the trailer and the posters, and I was like, oh my god, the Call of Duty font is taking over everything.
Yeah.
Like, that's all I could see was just, it didn't say Monster Hunter, it just said Warzone on it. Like, that was all
totally.
all I could
see. It's Call of Duty. By the way, I don't know if anyone got my dinosaurs reference I mentioned a few minutes ago. Have you ever seen Adventures in Dinosaur City?
No.
Okay, so maybe I should explain this because I imagine no one else listening would understand this. So there was a movie in the 90s about kids that end up getting a new TV and they're told not to play with the remote. They press the wrong button on the remote and it sucks them into the television and they are sucked into Dinosaur City.
Okay.
So anytime I see a movie where like normal everyday people are sucked into another world, I think of Dinosaur City because it's so ridiculous. Sorry, I'm the only person who's probably going to understand that. But anyway.
I mean, you do you, man. Like,
yeah. Oh, you gotta see it. You gotta see if you've never seen Adventures in Dinosaur. Well, I wonder how well it. I wonder how bad it is now.
Probably pretty bad.
Because it's all like. It was. Remember the TV show Dinosaurs?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. The way the dinosaurs move around.
Oh boy.
Like live action. Yeah. Oh man. Anyway, sorry. I'm sorry. We got totally off track. But yeah, they look like Call of Duty. It looks straight up like Warzone. Could you imagine if they made I'm surprised actually they haven't made a Call of Duty movie.
I think because it would be too on the nose. I really do.
Right. Like what do you do?
It's just like every other movie about somebody in some military outfit somewhere at some point. Like there are so many of those kinds of movies. I think making a Call of Duty one just doesn't really make sense.
Yeah.
But yeah. I don't know. What do I know? I just, think some things are best left alone.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But
so let's see what else we got. Oh, Lego Star Wars Holiday Special.
Yeah, coming to Disney Plus on November 17th, the sequel to the sequel to Life Day.
This is perfect.
But with Lego, so it's going to be cutesy and funny. I really love the poster though.
Yeah, I was just about to ask. Yeah.
I'm not going to enjoy watching this, I'm sure, just cuz I'm not like it's not for me. I am not the target audience for this, and that's fine. But that poster was hilarious, where it's just a bow wrapped around the little Lego hand. Just
yep.
Like, oh, that's that's cruel when you actually sit down and think about it, but it's so funny.
Yep, it's so funny, and it's perfect. It's perfect. It's got the right audience. It's aimed at them. It's and this is the holiday special done right. I totally think they could still do a live action holiday special. What John Favreau, he's talked about that, right?
Yeah.
I think they could totally still do it, but this is the smart compromise where they're not spending a ton of money and kids can still look forward to it.
Right, and none of this is canon. Like this this is the fun way around it, and I'm all for it. Yeah,
I honestly wish Disney would get away from this everything has to be canon nonsense. I want more excitement in my books and my comics, and I feel like they have to play it way too safe. Because they can't do anything crazy. The new books, the High Republic, can get away with a little bit more because it's all new characters that we don't really know except for Yoda, right? I feel like Yoda's in every generation now.
Right. Well, because he's 900 years old.
Exactly. Yeah. So it feels like I'm way more excited about that stuff because it's characters that can die. It's characters that can turn, like all kind of crazy things can happen. But right now we're living in this time frame of they have to play it by the book. I don't know the phrase, but they have to be safe with all the decision making, and they can't do anything wild because it's got to be canon.
Right.
And so I don't really like that. I want to get away from that. But they're doing that more and more, I think, with like I said, with the High Republic stuff. Yeah, so that's cool. Lego Star Wars Holiday Special. I want to get the Lego game. I think it's coming out on PlayStation 5.
The complete Skywalker saga or whatever it is.
Yes. Oh, I love those Lego games, man. I know they're mostly for kids, but they're very relaxing to just pop them in and get all the bricks, and you hear the ding 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 in the game. And the clicking and it is awesome, and it's fun to play with kids too. So, I'm definitely gonna be picking that up. I love those Lego games.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's one of those where I can't with my niece and nephew or my friends because I can't you can't pull it on GTA. You can't. There's so many games you can't really play with them because they're so young. Not just because of the violence in them, but because of just it's hard to control some of these. And the Lego game's never an issue. You can't die, and it's fun to just run around, and it gets them to learn the controls of the system too. So, yeah, I popped that in with them too. So, I don't know. I'll definitely be picking that up. What else we got?
We've got. Did you see the trailer for this new Nick Cage movie? It's called Jiu-Jitsu.
No, I did not.
Okay, so it's Nick. I need to pull up the cast list for this because it's ridiculous. It has to be intentionally ridiculous. If they actually tried to make this seriously, I don't think I'd believe them.
Nick Cage. So.
It's just it cracks me up because it's Nick Cage, Frank Grillo, and Tony Jaa, and it's this absolutely ridiculous thing. The whole point is that every 6 years a comet passes over Earth that opens a portal that a spaceman, that's what they call him, steps through and fights Earth's best jiu-jitsu masters to the death. And if they don't fight him, then all of Earth dies. And
I'm so on board.
And that's your plot. And watch the trailer. Because it's one of those that you go into and you're like, yes, I am so excited for this terrible movie. Like, it's going to be so much fun because it's going to be so terrible.
Okay.
It looks so bad, but so fun. What's
it called again?
It's Jiu-Jitsu.
Jiu-Jitsu, okay.
Yeah. And
check that out.
Oh, God,
Should I pause and watch it right now or no?
I would, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Here's what I'll say about it. It's got Tony Jaa.
I mean, yeah.
Like, that's a legit fighter. Like, that made me go from this is totally a movie that's just going to be it's still going to be a movie that's just totally campy and you have fun laughing at a bad movie, but it might actually have some good action in it because of him.
I have no doubt that there will be a serious attempt at good fight choreography.
Right. Yeah, hey, I'm on board for this. When is this? November 20th. Oh, it's soon.
Yeah, it's in a month.
In theaters and on demand.
I don't think you're going to find it in a whole lot of theaters, though.
Right. It's going to be like one day in one theater so they can say that.
Yeah, I would be really surprised. Although, you never know.
Yeah.
There's nothing else coming out, so why the hell not?
Right. What else we got? We got some TV news.
Yeah, a little bit. Dexter is getting a new one-off limited run season. It's gonna get a 10-episode order next year. So
it needs it because that show just didn't have a good ending.
No, it didn't. It ended terribly. And I hope this is something that either redeems it or just completely retcons that ending out of existence.
Yeah.
But it has to be fixed. It really does, because it was a good show, and then it just fell off a cliff. But well, and we also got a little bit of news about the Green Lantern series that's going to be on HBO Max. It's interesting. They did a list of names, and then it said "and more," but it was really telling that they felt compelled to list. I think the Alien Lanterns, I think it was Sinestro and Kilowog they name dropped, because you would. But from the Earth side of things, they only mentioned Guy Gardner, Jessica Cruz, Simon Baz, and Alan Scott.
Yeah.
There was no mention of Jon Stewart, and there was no mention. I think it's really weird. They don't mention, arguably the two biggest.
Well, the three biggest, right?
Well, Kyle's an alien, though, really.
Well, Kyle's a human, though.
Yeah, but he's from Yap, right?
From what I understand, I didn't know he was from another planet. I thought he was human.
I thought Kyle was from another planet.
Well, yeah, I don't know my Green Lantern lore, so I'll take your word for it.
I think he's human or human-ish, but I'm fairly certain he's. I really thought he was alien, man.
Those are the big three, right?
Yeah.
Like you're absolutely right. The big three Green Lanterns that everybody knows.
Oh, I'm confusing Kyle with he's from Earth. Yap was a totally different character, but they did interact, and that's where I got you. I got you.
Kyle was an artist. That what made him special was that the other Green Lanterns. You can construct what you know, right? And he's an artist, so he can construct these crazy creatures. He was artistic, so his imagination could get wild with it.
Because he was a comic book artist too. If I remember,
he was a comic book artist. Yeah, it was very meta. And so Kyle's huge. Those three are huge. I know Aaron from a comic shop has got to be thrilled that Guy Gardner, that's his favorite.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to Aaron. Yeah. So the fact that he's going to be in the series, I think what they're doing is I think they're clearly saving those three characters for a movie to introduce into the DC universe through movies. And these are the characters that don't get enough love. Two of them are very new characters in the last couple of years. So, and they deal with real issues like PTSD and stuff like that. So, I think it's really cool. I think this is a great decision. This is how you get the Green Lantern Corps. You get this to me is way more interesting than the others. Of course, everyone, Hal Jordan, and Jon Stewart, of course, anyone who's watched the animated series, that's their Green Lantern, right?
Yeah.
But now you're going to be able to get to know some of the other characters that you didn't really get to see. I don't think any of these guys were in the movie, right?
Right.
So no one really knows these characters outside of the comic book nerds like us. So I think that's cool. I think this is great. I'm curious because didn't they say something about the Snyder Cut that they're when we say Snyder Cut, we really mean the stuff they're filming now for it.
Yeah.
Are they? You think they're going to put more Green Lantern stuff in it?
I know there was talk that there was more Green Lantern stuff, and
Yeah,
I would imagine that's still gonna hold.
yeah.
Um,
I think maybe that'd be a weird way to introduce Hal or one of them into the universe,
yeah,
but yeah, I'm wondering if this show is even tied into Snyder's stuff.
I doubt it.
Yeah, good. That's good.
Yeah,
Have its own thing. Let it do its own thing. But yeah, I think they're saving the big three for. 'Cause the thing is with Green Lantern, the problem is the movie failed, and it had so many things going for it, the actors and stuff like that, but it just didn't click. The Green Lantern stuff could be some of their biggest things because of how massive it gets, how many characters it gets. It's really its own pocket of the DC universe, kind of like how X-Men is its own pocket of Marvel universe.
right.
There's not just the Green Lanterns; it spirals out into all the different colors, and it gets very space. It's all space stuff, really. It's just kind of like how the space stuff in Marvel. If you get lost in that side of the universe, all the stuff on Earth seems like nothing. Like especially when they come back, like, oh, you guys dealt with what? We were out here like killing gods, you know.
Yeah,
And you guys were dealing with people robbing banks and stuff. So it always felt bigger and grander, and they're dealing with reality and all sorts of warping things. So this could be really cool, I think. So we'll see. I wonder, has Ryan Reynolds said anything about it? It'd be great to hear what he has to say.
I doubt we're gonna get a cameo.
No, I don't think we'll get a cameo. I'm just saying like a joke or something. Like I could totally see him dressing up as a Green Lantern and showing up for the set. Like, hey guys, what about me? Or something like that.
He would too. That would be a fun tweet. Just him. I would love to see him in costume, just like sitting in a chair somewhere next to a phone, just being like, "How come this isn't ringing?"
Yeah, exactly. And I honestly think the more time passes, the more you can laugh at stuff like that.
Oh, sure.
It makes it less worse. It makes it like I love it when studios are in on the joke. They're like, "Hey, we're in on it. Like we know that wasn't good, and as long as they're doing better, it's okay to." To get that out there, to get it into the ethos for people to,
Well,
if they're talking about it, that's good, right?
and I mean the Green Lantern movie is on HBO Max right now, so there's that.
Right. Yeah. It's there. So I don't know. But anyway, I think this is a really good idea.
Yeah, it's a way more interesting way to come at it.
Yeah.
So I am for it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It can't be worse.
Yeah,
It
that's
really
true.
can't.
That's very true.
I really hope they don't prove me wrong.
Yeah.
I don't want that.
Yep.
But oh well. I guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
But that was pretty much everything I could find for this week. It's been a fairly uneventful week, really.
I thought there was no, never mind. I thought there was more TV stuff, but
That was all I had. There may have been something else out there, but that was all I was able to scrounge up.
the Mandalorian trailer, did you see it?
That extra minute sneak peek they did during the Monday Night Football game.
Yeah, they didn't show much.
Yeah.
We learned a lot of people are after him.
Sure.
We learned that he's looking for more Mandalorians. So
Sure.
that was cool. Yeah, because I kind of thought he'd be looking for Jedi, but I guess he's like, hey, I'm trying to look for these people. Yeah, that's really it. I'm trying to think for TV. Yeah, I think that was really it. TV's been kind of dead for news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's we're coming up on something interesting that I thought. The series finale for Supernatural's in 3 or 4 weeks.
Oh, okay.
Which I'm excited for. I'm finally caught all the way up.
Mm-hmm.
It took me a little while because I was farther back than I thought.
Yeah.
But I'm excited slash sad because
Yeah.
you would be. I mean, it's been 15 years. That show's been running for 15 freaking years.
Wow.
That is insane. That is madness in this day and age where you're lucky if you get a good 5,
Yeah.
and then you get a show like Friends that was on for 10 and it felt like forever. Big Bang Theory ran what, 13?
Yeah.
I want to say it was 13, 11 or 13. For some reason it's an odd number that sticks out to me. But I mean 15 years, my god, that's a hell of a run.
Yeah.
But so that's
cool.
coming up. I'm trying to think of new stuff, and I don't.
Oh, real fast.
What you got?
One cool thing about the Marvel digital subscription, they just changed. It says as of today, unlimited subscribers with no extra costs. Changes their $70 a year subscription will now only have to wait 3 months before new titles are rolled onto the service.
Oh, nice. So they've cut the delay time down.
Yeah, I guess it used to be a year, then it was 6 months, now it's 3.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, because I remembered it was 6 months for a while.
Dude. Yeah, that's fucking awesome.
But that's neat. That's really cool. I mean, it's everybody's got to kind of adapt right now to new business models, and a lot more rapidly than they wanted to.
Oh yeah, I think for the first, I think season 3 of Discovery started.
Yeah, I'm only a couple episodes into season 2.
Yeah, you should watch The Expanse instead.
Fair.
Totally watch that. Yeah, the entire time watching The Expanse, I'm like, they nailed it. They did it. They did Star Trek 10 times better than Discovery did. Like every possibility, even there's parts of it where I'm like, oh shit, they are hitting home that they can't just punch their way out of this.
Yeah,
they can't just fight out of this. They have to think, and they have to get together and stuff. And it was like, this is Star Trek. This is just without the name. So I don't know. But, anyway,
there was something else. Didn't I see that GameStop is going to get a piece of Microsoft's digital purchases?
Oh yeah, they're going to get a.
That's crazy to me. Why?
Well, I said this from the beginning. I really think Microsoft is setting up to purchase their stores. GameStop will reportedly get a cut of Xbox games even if you don't purchase it from GameStop.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think this is setting them up to purchase them later.
For any Xbox console sold through its stores.
Yeah, so how do they even track that? How does that even work?
I don't have an answer. I guess by serial number.
Yeah, and so I guess even if you get oh wow, that is so bizarre.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's way more to this deal than they're telling us, I think. I really think they are fattening up these stores with they're getting them all on the Microsoft platform. It's just everything about this looks to me like they are setting them up to purchase them, to make them Microsoft stores technically. That way Microsoft will get money not only on the games they sell, but the PlayStation games they sell at the store.
Yeah.
This is a way for them to, I don't even know, they'll probably cut half the stores. But this is a way for them to still make a profit. And I don't know, it's such a weird deal. Yeah, it says the biggest question is how much of a cut GameStop is getting. I'm getting this from The Verge.
Yeah.
Neither of the two investors are ours Technosource to have any concrete answers. GameStop, see, they haven't answered a lot of questions on how this is going to work.
No, it's just because it was buried in a press release too. It was one of those things of just like we've entered into this new revenue sharing partnership with Microsoft, and then they moved on, and everybody was like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah. It says cashing in on the cut of those sales should help alleviate some of the revenue down by digital-only sales. This is similar to the Universal AMC deal announced earlier this year that gave the theater chain a cut of Universal films that jumped to digital retailers early.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know. They're making moves though for sure.
I mean, here's the thing. Most people, I mean, GameStop sells hardware like crazy.
Yeah.
Most people that buy consoles still get them physically. They go and pick them up. They don't get them shipped. I know it's
Look at me. I'm
it,
the prime example. I haven't bought I haven't bought a physical game on the PlayStation, and I went and I got the pre-order at a GameStop.
exactly, because
Yeah.
and that's why, again, it's the same kind of principle with the Universal AMC partnership, because you still have to have movie theaters.
Yeah.
You have to. And then, fine, shift your product however you want to after that. But movie theaters are still essential. Places like GameStop serve a function, and it's becoming less and less clear what that function is as they keep trying to sell everything from tablets to used phones to everything from ThinkGeek. But they shift consoles. They shift those physical units. So there's
Yeah.
incentive to keep those places intact until a better solution comes along,
Yeah.
which there will. GameStop doesn't make the decade; they will be long gone by 2030.
Yeah.
They will be a memory.
If not, they'll have to be something different.
Yeah,
Microsoft shut down all their stores, so like, I don't want the brick and mortar store to go away. The problem is GameStop killed all the brick and mortar stores.
yeah, because they bought them all.
They bought them all, and they ran all the mom and pop shops out of business. So who knows? We might see more mom and pop shops because there will be some need of physical games. They just have to they have to think of creative ways to get people into the store and stay in the store and to keep spending.
Yep.
So if it's hobby shops, now bring on like, hey, you can buy some games here and stuff too. Who knows? But something will have to change unless, like I said, Microsoft just straight up purchases them,
Right.
cuts half their stores, which all of this, I just feel bad for the people who lose their jobs.
Yeah, no
ultimately.
doubt.
Yeah, regardless of what you think about GameStop and their policies and ever-changing policies, it's the people that work there. They're not the corporation. Like I'll never get mad at someone working behind the counter because they're not the one making the rules, right?
Right.
Unless they're being an asshole. But other than that, like I would never get mad at them for the shenanigans that a company does. You might go, hey, what the fuck? Wait, why is this doing? And you can almost see it in their eyes too. They're like, yeah, I agree with this guy. This is ridiculous, but they just gotta do what they gotta do. So, yeah, man, it's terrible. But it's gonna be interesting to see how this plays out.
Yeah. Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, but I think that's it for this week, man.
Yeah, pretty light week.
Yeah, we got Halloween right around the corner. Not this weekend, but following. That should be fun. Probably watch a lot of scary movies up until then, I think. I'm definitely going to finish Blind Manor. I don't know if you plan on watching it this week. Maybe we could talk about that next week. And then try to catch some of these Amazon shows.
Yeah.
Movies.
Yeah, the Blumhouse stuff.
Yeah.
That's I can't make any promises on Blind Manor, but I'm definitely going to watch at least one of these Amazon movies for sure.
Yeah. Cool. All right, dude. I think that's it. Make sure if you're listening, you can listen to us on everything now: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. Go to our Facebook group at We Geek Podcast. And that's it. We'll see you guys next week, Captain.